A very special person at this point in time. I'm going to ask that Des Fight come to the podium. For the past 2 years, Des Fight has served as the president of WPB. So in addition to serving as our volunteering chief, Des has served as an important advocate for our organization and for the Carey Center through her professional position as External Relations Manager for Alabama Power. In 2014, during a planning retreat, the idea of a WPB Distinguished Lecture Fund surfaced. Because of her vision and her dedication, Des immediately spoke up and said, "Let me work on that." She was able to secure a commitment from Alabama Power to be the primary sponsor of the fund, which has allowed WPB to bring in notable speakers such as former First Lady Laura Bush, international nonprofit leader Dr. Jane Goodall, and today's speaker, Chef Emeril Lagasse. In addition, Des has been an effective advocate for the youth programs at the Carey Center, and because of her role, she has helped to secure major annual funding for both Camp iCare and Real Sense, Real Change. So today we recognize Des Fight for her term as president is now concluding. So I want you to help me thank Des for all that she has done in support of WPB and for the executive committee. Now I really have confused my notes. I'm sorry.
She's supposed to speak.
It has been an honor to serve as president of Women's Philanthropy Board for the past 2 years. The one thing I want to do is encourage you to get involved with this organization. There's many achievements and work of this organization. There's a story that needs to be told because of the impact not only to Auburn University but to the state of Alabama. So I encourage each of you to get involved as much as you can in the organization to find out more about what they do. But let's move on to more important things, and that would be, we would also like to recognize an important millstone in our history. For almost 4 decades, June Hinton has served as Dean of the College of Human Sciences. It was her vision.
It was not in the script.
It was her vision in 2002 that brought about the establishment of the Women's Philanthropy Board. WPB's educational outreach, mentoring, and philanthropic initiatives that have all been built on her vision for a program that first and foremost educated and enabled women to be empowered financial and philanthropic decision makers. We recognize her today as she looks toward her retirement this summer. In honor of her contributions to the Women's Philanthropy Board, Carey Center for the Advancement of Philanthropy and Nonprofit Studies, College of Human Sciences, and Auburn University, we are proud to share that the WPB Scholarship Endowment has now been renamed the Dr. June Hinton Women's Philanthropy Scholarship Endowment.
Too much. Des, thank you. Sid, I don't know who was responsible for this. All of you. And I cannot tell you how privileged I feel for this tribute, and I'm just so grateful. Thank you. Let me just say, and we're going to eat here in a second, that each year WPB selects a specific theme for its educational programs. And this year, our theme has been looking at life and one another, and was inspired by our 2018 Fall Luncheon speaker, Auburn Athletics Director David Housel. David's presentation from the back booth at Chappie's reminded us that whether we are looking at each other from across a restaurant booth, a classroom, a financial planning table, Jordan-Hare Stadium, or a basketball court, go Auburn. We are all in this life together, and let's try our best to enhance the quality of life for all of those around us. But speaking of restaurant booths, today's luncheon speaker, we've said, definitely knows a thing or two about restaurants. Restaurateur, author, and TV personality Chef Emeril Lagasse is here to kick it up a notch. We are looking forward to learning more about Chef Emeril's life, his career, and how his foundation is inspiring, mentoring, and enabling children's lives through culinary, nutrition, and arts education. So each year's Spring Symposium, WPB brings in nationally and internationally recognized financial and philanthropic leaders to serve as our keynote luncheon speakers. Perhaps there could not have been a better week or a year for us to have such an icon in the culinary world join us for this event. It just so happens that this Friday, the College of Human Sciences and Auburn University will be breaking ground on the Tony and Liv Lorraine Culinary Science Center, a 142,000 square foot facility that will provide students with a world-class teaching, hotel, and restaurant, as well as a range of classrooms, wine appreciation center, as well as demonstration, media, and food production laboratories. This new center will provide Auburn students an unparalleled opportunity to learn of best practices in the hospitality and culinary sciences program, and do it all within a luxury setting from the best in the industry. So we thank all of you again for attending, and because of your support through being a WPB member or by attending WPB educational programs, the Women's Philanthropy Board is set to make an impact in this community and beyond, I know, for many years to come. So for now, please enjoy one of Chef Emeril's recipes, chicken etouffee, that has been prepared by our own chefs, some of whom, along with the servers, I'm proud to say, are our college's students and alumni. Thank you. All of you would please continue enjoying your dessert. We do want to get our program started. I just want to mention that as a part of our mission every year, of course, funding of scholarships is a key thing for this group. And I'd just like to ask our student scholarship recipients to please stand and be recognized. Are you here? Well, let's recognize our students. I would also like to recognize our Diamond Table sponsors, Alabama Power, Becky Thorne Carroll, and Beth Thorne Stoops, and our Platinum Table sponsors, Auburn University President's Office and Board of Trustees, Auburn University Foundation, Blue Turtle Creative, Service First, and Pam and Tim Welburn. Let's give them all a hand if you will. And finally, recognition of a group who has just been the backbone of this organization for such a long time, the recognition of our WPB corporate sponsors, corporate partners. We're a very unique organization in that the primary funding comes from corporate partners, businesses, and individuals. And the WPB corporate partners are featured on the back page of the program. So please, I'd like to have all of you stand to be recognized. Alabama Power, Auburn University Outreach Office, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Preferred Real Estate, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama, Chandler's King Architects, East Alabama Medical Center Foundation, The Flower Store, Auburn University Hotel, Nash Dermatology, UBS, the Laurel Wealth Management, and Warren Averett. Please help me recognize these. And at this time, I am pleased to present a man we all know and love, CEO of the Ithaca Hotel Group, Hans van der Rijden, here to introduce our speaker.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, and honored guests, welcome. Yes, thank you, Dune, for that introduction. But there's one thing you missed, and that's my proudest part of my bio, and that I was the very first Mr. December on the Women's Philanthropy Phil's calendar. Every time I go home to Holland and I walk in, it's right there. It's like, Mom, that was so 2014. But it's truly a privilege for me to introduce to you today someone many of us feel like we already know. If you've watched any cooking shows on TV over the last 25 years, and I've been waiting to say this, you know the phrase, BAM! Or sometimes when he gets really excited, BAM, PAM, PAM! Our guest today has become completely synonymous with Creole and Cajun cuisine. He's the best-selling author of 19 cookbooks, including his latest, Hard-Won Wisdom from a Life in the Kitchen. But his experience in the kitchen only scratches the surface of what he has accomplished. We are honored to feature Chef Emeril Lagasse as our speaker today. Chef Emeril may be the most familiar to us as the host of some of her favorite cooking shows, such as Emeril Life and Eat the World. It may come as no surprise that Chef Emeril has hosted more than 10,000 cooking culinary shows since 1993. That's a lot. He's not only delighted and inspired his audience to be more adventurous cooks and consumers, but has been recognized by his professional peers as well on many occasions. Chef Emeril was nominated for 8 Daytime Emmy Awards, and most recently won the Daytime Emmy for Outstanding Culinary Program for Eat the World in 2017. And for his contributions to the American culinary industry, Chef Emeril was featured in the Smithsonian exhibit named Food, Transforming the American Table from 1950 to 2000. That started way before you were born, Chef. But before the TV shows, the cookbooks, and the awards, Chef Emeril was a boy growing up in the small town of Fall River, Massachusetts, where he spent time in the kitchen with his mother, Hilda. With the seed of love for cooking firmly planted, Chef Emeril's culinary education took him all over the world, from New England to France, to Boston, to Philadelphia, and finally, his beloved New Orleans, where he honed and perfected his skills in the kitchen. Chef Emeril is now the chef and proprietor of 11 restaurants across the country, and among many, many awards and achievements, he is the winner of the prestigious James Beard Award, also better known as the Oscars for Chefs in the United States. After years of experience as a chef and restaurateur, Chef Emeril began to form a vision of how he could take his culinary skills and his knowledge into a philanthropic foundation. Together with his wife Olin, he established the Chef Emeril Lagasse Foundation in 2002 with a mission to support children's educational programs that inspire and mentor young people through the culinary arts, nutrition, healthy eating, and learning important life skills. To date, his foundation has distributed over $10 million in grants benefiting children's charities in New Orleans, Las Vegas, and the Gulf Coast. And for his work, Chef Emeril was named the 2013 Humanitarian of the Year by the James Beard Foundation. It is my true honor to introduce a man, a chef, who teaches us to love food, be adventurous, and most importantly, to use our gifts to benefit those around us. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Chef Emeril Lagasse.
I'm absolutely delighted to be here with all of you and congratulate you for a lot of things. I know that you have kicking off an incredible new culinary center, which is near and dear to me. I have a lot of friends here at Auburn. And when I was asked to be a part of the 17th annual Women's Philanthropy Board and Luncheon Symposium, I said I would be actually absolutely honored to tell you a little bit about my philanthropic experiences that I have learned, that I have been mentored by some really great people, and now hopefully mentoring a lot of people out there. Before I begin, I want to congratulate the university for its incredible achievements. This room, ladies, gentlemen, students, it's all about philanthropic. And as a chef restaurateur, you know, there's a lot of things beside cooking that comes a part of the magic. So, as my colleague says, that I grew up in Fall River, Massachusetts, which is a predominantly Portuguese town, the east coast of, right outside of New Bedford, between Providence. So we grew up, my dad was French Canadian, my mom was Portuguese, but my mom ruled the house, so we grew up Portuguese. It's kind of like my house. I grew up pretty modest, worked very, very hard, and believed that I earned, by knowledge and by being mentored, a great work ethic, and tried to mix that with education. I went to a culinary high school and then on to Johnson Wales University. I don't know if it really was a university when I went there. That's how long ago it was. I was telling my nice guy that drove me here that I remember in our university, I said, boy, look, this campus is absolutely beautiful. I don't even remember grass. Basically concrete and brick. Before I tell you a little bit more about my story, especially for this group, which means a lot to be able to tell the story, because all of you in this room have so many of your own when it comes to philanthropy. Before I begin, I want to absolutely congratulate Dean June Horton. She's retiring and will be missed, and yes, so, and thank you already for your hospitality. My first inspiration really was about 7 years old from my mom. Her name was Hilda. And Hilda was my first inspiration. We had a family garden, and when we would harvest things out of the garden, particularly my dad and I, we wanted ways to use the ingredients that we were getting from the garden. And so, standing on a footstool, she taught me the very first dish, which was how to make vegetable soup. And I remember that after we made the vegetable soup, what memory really started happening was that there was beginning to be a bond as we sat down at the table. A bond that food does, and didn't at the time, being so young, realize how important and how many memories that would be as time evolved. As a young teenager, I worked after school in a Portuguese bakery, and really I began washing dishes, pots and pans, and then the old Portuguese bakers took a liking to me and began to start teaching me the mastering art of bread baking and Portuguese specialty desserts. And in my little bit of spare time, I also played music. Since I can remember as a young boy, I played music, and I thought I was pretty good at it. Upon graduating high school, I actually turned down a full scholarship to the New England Conservatory of Music to pay to go to cooking school, which my mom wasn't very happy. I'm sure you know that. It turned out pretty good right now, but it was tough to persuade her that I wanted to cook, and I still love music, but I wanted to cook. So I got pulled away from a regular high school to go to this cooking high school, and then I realized why. I realized that they needed a leader of the band. That's why they invited me to the program. After a lot of jobs and traveling, mostly in France, learning, being American schooled, in 1982 I found myself in New Orleans with an opportunity to work and to take over as the chef at the Paul Prudhomme at Commander's Palace at a pretty young age. Is one of the greatest restaurateur family, no far, no hands down, than the Brennan family, in particular Ella and her brother Dick Brennan. She hired me, took a chance. I was 26 years old and pretty hot-headed, but determined to make a statement not only in New Orleans, but as my chef career, but certainly to make it even a better restaurant than when I took it over. She taught me really how to run a fine dining restaurant, and she mentored me every day. And I have a lot of memories of Ella. She became like my second mom. I remember on Saturdays we would go to her office, or then she moved next door to the restaurant. And on Saturdays we would read cookbooks together, and we would try to understand how to raise the bar and try to understand how we could get better than we were the day before. And that always stuck with me. During my time at Commander's, she taught me an amazing, endless amount of things in the hospitality business. And truly, it wasn't only now about cooking, it was truly about running a restaurant and being in charge of such incredible hospitality, and to give that hospitality to the guest. After about a year into my job, and then I promise you I'm going to get into the guts of things, I was handed, as a hot-headed young chef, Miss Ella gave me a piece of paper, Sunday brunch, extremely busy. Needless to say, I've had a temper, not wisdom, yet. And she handed me this piece of paper, and she said, read that later. Don't read it now, read it later when you go home or after service. So after service, sure enough, I couldn't wait to read the note in this piece of paper. And it said, tomorrow, please leave your ego at home. That really struck me. It kind of scarred me, actually. But I learned something incredible, an incredible lesson, just about that little piece of paper that she cared about and wanted me to learn and continue. And Miss Ella taught me, she mentored me, as I said, but she taught me how to give back to people. Didn't matter if it's the staff, didn't matter if it was the customer, fellow colleagues. She taught me really how to help people, and she taught me the importance of being a great ambassador to our city of New Orleans, and great ambassador to our industry, and that if you're gonna do it, why don't you just do it right? Because as she taught me in life, anybody can take a shortcut, but when you do things right, you'll have established a foundation. And that foundation you can take with you everywhere you go and build on that foundation. And that was a really important lesson that I learned. As my friend said, after about 7.5 years at Commander's Palace, the last 4 years, I ran the restaurant from the kitchen. So I ran it in whites, but I ran the entire restaurant for the Brennan family. And it was really amazing, the accomplishments and accolades that we received. Not that I was doing it for that. So 7 years goes by, 7.5 years, and I decided that I wanted to open my own shingle. I fell in love with the city of New Orleans because of the food, the people, the hospitality, the music. And currently, I have 11 restaurants. I had more, then I toned back, then I have more, then I toned back, because it has to be right. So, obviously, home base is in New Orleans, where we have 4 restaurants. Las Vegas, where we've been there almost 25 years in Las Vegas, before it really became what it is today, Pennsylvania and Florida. And I'm excited. I've done a lot of really exciting things. I was like the first chef to put food, real food, in outer space with the astronauts. And that was pretty cool. And it was pretty cool to do it by satellite, speaking to them about what they thought the food was. Because it wasn't the same when it left. So, this coming year, we'll be opening our first restaurant at sea. A brand new ship being built by Carnival Cruise Lines called Mardi Gras. So we will be doing Emeril's Bistro 1396, which is the number of the ship, which I'm really quite excited about. Excuse me. In, I guess 93, I got approached about possibly doing a pilot, and would I be interested in being involved with a channel that was going to be 24 hours of food and cooking and shopping and wine and spirits. And so I did that, and also, as someone said, 2,000 shows later and a lot of hard work, Emeril Live became one of the top television shows in America, in the top 5. And as he said, what was a really spectacular moment was taking a channel that Amazon, that nobody really even knew how to operate this thing, and to be able to be nominated for 7 Emmy Awards and winning 3 was really an incredible honor. So, why am I here with all of you? I'm going to tell you a little bit of the story, and I'm going to stick to it. In 2002, after being an influence and being on the board of Philanthropy, with a very good friend by the name of Lagasse, I served on his board for 10 years. And Andre showed me the power of mentoring children. So in 2002, my wife Alden and I started the Emeril Lagasse Foundation. A very simple mission: to inspire, to mentor, and to enable children from disadvantaged situations to reach their fullest potential. Inspiring, mentoring, and enabling of values that are now deep-rooted in my family. My restaurant company and in the world of hospitality. Identifying talents, interests, and even struggles is a large part of helping young people grow, but more importantly, to succeed. Mentoring is at the heart of my philosophy today. Since 2002, we've awarded the Emeril Lagasse Foundation more than 250 grants, equaling over $12 million that we have helped children, inspiring, mentoring. Through the grants program, we provided support to eligible nonprofit organizations throughout the United States, and I'll get to those. But certainly that align with our mission and share our vision of more kids working towards their fullest potential. The Emeril Lagasse Foundation programs connect food to healthy living and exploring the cultural lessons surrounded by food preparation. They provide mentorship to our communities, most vulnerable youth, to obtain and sustain employment, give them access to benefits that come from being cared for, well-nourished, and ready to learn. So, if you allow me, I'd like to tell you about a few of our beneficiaries. St. Michael's Special School is one of the Foundation's longest standing charitable commitments in New Orleans. And before my wife and I started the Foundation, I was actively involved raising money for St. Michael's Special School. St. Michael's was established in 1965 by the late Sister Lillian McCormick of the School Sister of Notre Dame, with the support from the Archdiocese of New Orleans, to serve children, young adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. I'm still incredibly active with St. Michael's, even today. Sister Lillian spent more than 25 years as a critical influence on my philanthropic work. And since Sister Lillian showed me early in my career that giving back to special needs students is a lifelong commitment. St. Michael's Special School enhances the learning experience of all students in specifically designed spaces to accommodate individual needs. At the Emeril Culinary Center, students increase independence by learning to grocery shop, prepare both commercial and residential sides of the Culinary Center, and simply to serve meals. In the Jane Capella Silva Performing Arts Center and the Hilda Lagasse Music Room, these special children build realization and fulfillment of their talents and potential while showcasing these talents to their families, their friends, and their peers. A beneficiary since 2004, Cafe Reconcile. We opened the Emeril Lagasse Foundation Hospitality Center in 2013. And Cafe Reconcile is a hospitality training program for at-risk youth. It has enabled over 1,500 students to empower their own future since opening the doors 16 years ago. And through the language of food, interns receive expanded training by catering events in the community, and alumni now assist in recruiting peer-to-peer mentoring. NOCA, you might have heard of this incredible institution, this school. They never had a culinary program. They had a great performing arts, had a great music program, People like Harry Connick, the Marcello brothers, I could go on and on and on, have graduated from that school. So, NOCA, the New Orleans Center for Creative Arts, has been a beneficiary since 2006. They created, I should say we created, a 4-year high school culinary arts program for inspiring chefs, the first of its kind in the country. In 2011, after 5 years of planning and pilot programs, keep in mind this is a high school program, the Emeril Lagasse Foundation Culinary Arts Studio opened its doors in 2014, and the Emeril Lagasse Foundation Culinary Arts Center opened thanks to a $1.5 million pledge from the foundation. We have a really serious program going on right now at NOCA. The Emeril Lagasse Foundation helped to establish the Edible Schoolyard in New Orleans that has expanded to 5 charter schools in the First Line Schools Network. The program incorporated organic gardening, and you want to talk about disaster neighborhoods that we took this project on. They incorporate organic gardening into daily curriculum at the outdoor classroom and edible kitchen and cafeteria, where kids eat every day healthy lunches on reusable lunch trays. And the program changes the way children eat, learn, and live. And we actually have had state testing done where the numbers would just absolutely blow your mind. It's incredible, just the power of food and the connection. To the point now at this program, we've actually started taking in the parents on Saturdays so that they can learn what the children are learning, so that they can carry that on the weekends. It's amazing. Another beneficiary is Liberty's Kitchen, which trains motivated young adults who are facing extraordinary challenges to access them to employment and education and develop their skills as leaders and mentors. These young leaders play pivotal roles in our businesses, in our programs, and certainly our planning. Liberty's Kitchen provides a path to self-sufficiency for opportunity for youth in New Orleans through food service, training, and education. Its approach provides its participants with occupational and employment skills training, while also addressing the many issues that they have created that have turned into barriers to their employment. Youth teaching, Kitchen at Liberty's Cafe, and the Emeril Lagasse Foundation Learning Lab is the Liberty's Kitchen Youth Leadership Center. Cafe Hope is a nonprofit culinary arts and life skills program for opportunity for youths aged 17 to 24. Think about that. Throughout the greater New Orleans area. We established it in 2010 with a goal to meet the needs of the opportunity of the youth population so that they can further themselves along the path to self-sufficiency and having fulfilling futures as valuable and contributing members of the community. Life change. Cafe Hope teaches job readiness, hospitality skills to youth looking to make a positive change in their lives. Young adults learn techniques to drive both in the workplace and in the world around them, with a focus on giving back by local farmers and fishermen. The Emeril Lagasse Foundation also supports the Covenant House. For 30 years, Covenant House has met the needs of homeless and opportunity youths ages 16 to 22 and their children. In the New Orleans area. We've helped more than 30,000 kids get off the streets to achieve stability and either reunite with family or build the skills and resources needed for independent living. The youth empowerment. Yep, that's what I call it. Provides a vast array of prevention and intervention services to youth. Some who require re-entry support, and some who are at risk, adverse life outcomes because of their life situations. The Emeril Lagasse Foundation supports its summer camp and after-school enrichment programs taking place in Central City, New Orleans, and is free of charge to participants. I want to say that that number is up to about 500,000 meals to date. 2016, the Emeril Lagasse Foundation expanded our vision nationwide, with a signature program centered on developing school-based culinary gardens and teaching kitchens around the country. The program is called Emeril's Culinary Garden and Teaching Kitchen. Our first one that we opened 2 years ago was in the city of Orlando. And we have 3 under construction right now. This program seeks to provide interactive educational experiences for students that offer the opportunity to learn garden-to-table lessons, culinary skills, and nutrition. And that program has to be monitored and is monitored. We have a staff of 9 people on the foundation, so it's not a free-for-all. Once you get into the program, you just go ahead and do what you want to do and serve what you want to serve. No way. Most recently, the foundation made a pledge to match contributions dollar for dollar, up to $250,000 from any individual or organization from the hospitality community in support of No Chief. This is another high school program that the Brennan family and myself have built and have just started. We're in our first year right now and having tremendous success. It should have been called Ella Brennan's No Chief, but she knows where we're coming from. The tradition of food and hospitality has been a focal point of New Orleans for over 300 years, ladies and gentlemen. 300 years. And it's our city's culture. It's the spirit. Our restaurants, our institutions, our celebrations and traditions hinge upon food. It's at the forefront of our city's makeup, and I'm proud to support such a world-class institute that is committed to fostering culinary talent and hospitality leadership in our youth and recommitting to a craft that is so essential to our community. Fundraising is a crucial part of our efforts and essential to achieving our mission. Funding for the foundation programs is provided through individuals, corporate donations, as well mostly by annual fundraising. In November, we celebrated our 14th annual fundraising weekend with our signature fundraising event, including this black tie gala and top-ranked charity wine auction called Carnival Divin. In the last few years, Carnival Divin, which is on the Saturday evening, I have 3 or 4 very special colleague chefs from around the country that come in, but the format changed a few years ago. Now the students at NOCRA, they write and they execute the entire menu for the gala dinner together. They're backed by our great culinary teachers and the executive staff of Emeril's restaurants. We also have the night before an outdoor food and music festival called Put In Bourbon and Beer. Last year we raised $3 million. Last year we had 66 chefs from around America that came to participate in New Orleans for Buddha and bourbon and beer. It's amazing. In February, the foundation raised $800,000 for nonprofit organizations during its third annual Line, Vine, and Dine, which is a fishing tournament in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We're now building a program, a culinary high school program, in conjunction with the Dan Marino Foundation and the Emeril Lagasse Foundation, where we will, at the end of this year, be taking on 100 culinary students. Just this past weekend, that's why it looks so good, we just hosted the 13th annual Chi-Chi Miguel Throwdown, which the throwdown started as a small backyard in Destin, Florida, gathering, and has since expanded to a 3-day event and one of the most successful fundraisers along the Emerald Coast. The numbers aren't in yet for this year, but last year we raised over $2 million for the weekend. All to charities, every nickel. I'm continually grateful for the support from the community and the wonderful generosity of our donors, sponsors, our chefs, our winemakers. For over the past 17 years. Couldn't do it without them. Money raised at these wonderful events allows us to support the children charities that I mentioned, and then more, that are making a difference in our lives, in our youth. I truly believe that you have to give in order to receive. No matter what stage in your career that you're at, you have to mentor people. Doesn't matter what your craft is at, an auto mechanic, a chef, education, textile, you have to have a mentor. People want to be mentored. So, in closing, I want to say thank you all very much for the opportunity to be here at such an incredible university, what you have accomplished, and I can't wait to get back to see the accomplishments that are even coming in the future. Congratulate everybody in this room, and thank you from my heart for having me. Thank you.
Great stories about a great philanthropist. Jeff, we thank you for being here and expect you back 2 years from now for the opening of our new culinary center. We'll plan on it. I want to have a few final comments, and that does sound ominous, I know. These really are not my last comments. I want to take this opportunity to thank our Carey Center team. I told Sid, I said, don't slip out, because I wanted to say something to you about her, but I'm going to say it in her absence. Sid James Notjavan has given leadership to this group for the duration, almost, of the time that we've been in operation. And time after time, I would say, Sid, you take the podium. You step up. You're responsible for this. She never would do it. She would always say, June, you need to do this. You need to do this. But you need to know that the creativity, the innovation, the excitement that surrounds all of these programs connected with the Carey Center come from Sid James Notjavan and her Carey Center staff, who include Kim Walker, Lauren Faulkner, Mary Elizabeth Dupai, and Brittany Branyan, and I hope you'll help me thank them for all of it. And finally, to all of you, our WPD members, the Phils, our business and corporate partners, and I'll say everyone connected with the Women's Philanthropy Board. This truly is all about family. I tell every new person who comes to Auburn, you have to learn about the Auburn Creed, the Auburn Spirit, and the Auburn family. And once you've been here for a while, you begin to get that. We get that through the work of the Carey Center and WPB specifically. We get that. And I can't tell you how important you are as a constituency, an external constituency for the College of Human Sciences. I would say one of the most powerful, financially, more, just giving us moral support, and politically. So I never underestimate the power of what this group can do. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you, and War Eagle. Have a good afternoon.